Good morning, guys. Let's create our first program. And to do that, we'll start by opening our IDE, which is called TextPad. The icon looks like this. IDE, once again, stands for Integrated Development Environment, and that is where we type our program. And it also allows us to compile it so that the computer can run it. Now, if you don't have the line numbers on, you can go to View, Line Numbers, or better yet, go to Configure, Preferences, and here's where you change, obviously, all your preferences. Go to View, and click so that the line numbers come up all the time. That way, if we generate any errors, which we would see down here, it tells us usually what line the error is encountered. It just helps us troubleshoot. So, let's create our first line. Public class, helloWorld. And then we need curly braces. Every Java program is also referred to as a class. And this is going to be the name of our program, or our class once again. Now all the code within that program, at least initially, is going to be contained within these curly braces. And those curly braces are, if you hit Shift, and they're kind of above the Enter key. And then this public word is a modifier that means that other programs can access it. Other options would be protected or private, but we don't get to that level of specificity in this class, so we need not worry about it. Now go ahead and copy the name of your program. And one thing to note about program names is you can't have any spaces, and you want to have it as descriptive as possible. That'll help you later on, so you're not one of those seniors where everything you've done is Untitled 1, Untitled 2, etc. So copy that, because the way we save it has to be absolutely identical. We can't have spaces in here, and we can't have any like Java keywords. For instance, we couldn't name it class, we couldn't name it public, things like that. So copy that, and notice that this is capitalized. That's called camel case notation. So as you're going across, there's a hump in the middle. Every new word that you have when you use multiple words, since they can't have spaces, generally you capitalize the second, third word, etc. That's a standard programming naming convention. So I'm going to copy that, click Save, and what you want to do then, I'm saving to my desktop. You can save wherever you like, but you can't go wrong on the desktop for now. You want to save it as a .java. That tells the computer that it's a Java program, a Java file, just as a .mp3 would indicate to the computer that it is a music file. And that's a file extension, and that tells the program not only what the file is, but what program might be associated with it. For instance, we don't want Microsoft Word trying to open an MP3. So you type in .java. Alternatively, you could click Java there, but I prefer to type in .java just to be sure. And notice that JavaScript is here. JavaScript is not the same as Java. So when we hit Save, we get it color-coded. That's a nice feature TextPad does for us. And then hit Enter, and I'm going to add the second line of code, public static void main string with a capital S, and then these brackets, which are on the same key as the curly braces, args. And don't worry about what this means. And then this also uses curly braces. And I'm indenting. Indenting doesn't affect the way the program runs or is compiled or interpreted. What it does, it just makes it easier. Similarly, if I hit Enter, it doesn't change the program at all. Blank spaces aren't recognized here. It just makes it easier to read. Now this is what is called our main method, and that is where the program starts. Every program has to have a beginning, and ours defaults to the main method, and then everything between these two curly braces would execute. Now one thing you can do, if you add 2 backslashes just next to the right center shift key, you're allowed to add comments, which is notes to the programmer. And it comes in really handy for you. You can put notes in here in case we have a quiz or test, but when programmers are working in groups, they might have notes for each other about what different sections do. So it's sort of like built-in documentation. So we're going to do that. We're going to put in the class is the name of the program. On this next line, I'm going to add the main method is where the program starts. And then let's have a line of code. The first, generally the first program ever written in any language is called helloWorld. So we're going to write in system.out.print ln helloWorld in quotes and the parentheses semicolon. Now one thing to note, a semicolon ends every programming statement. This is a programming statement right here, and it's like a period, meaning the sentence is over. For us, we use a semicolon, that this print statement is over. So this is pretty easy to figure out what it does. Java, as you can see, has a lot of English words. So this is sort of a built-in system capability. It's going to be some sort of output, and we're going to print a line. The ln here just is the same as, it just means that when it's done printing, it's going to hit enter, or a carriage return as it's called from the old typewriter days. And what it's going to print is this string literal. Generally when you see something in quotes, it's called a string literal, which means what you see is what you get. So we're going to get lowercase hello, space, and world. Now, to get this to where we can run it, we have to go to Tools, External Tools, and Compile Java. Note the shortcut is Control-1. We're going to use Control-1 to compile, and then later Control-1 to run the application. So Control-1 and Control-2, or you can go up and do it this way. So if I Control-1 it, it's going to compile, and tool completed successfully, which is awesome. And then if I run it, hello world prints out. Now say I didn't type it up successfully. I'm going to delete that semicolon in order to generate an error. I'm going to compile it. And TextPad is a very simple application. So sometimes it doesn't tell us where the error is, but in this case it does. It's saying, here's my file, helloworld.java, which is located on the desktop. It's saying on line 4 there is an error. So if I go up to line 4, that's this line, and very easy for us, it's saying a semicolon is expected. So we know that that's all that needs to be added. And in fact, on the next line, this little caret, C-A-R-A-T, I believe it is indicating where the actual error is. Now, not all of them, all the errors you will make, are that easy to identify, but you'll get pretty good at troubleshooting. Also, you might have more than one error. If that's the case, often the first error can cause subsequent errors. So always, if you have more than one, scroll up over here on the, if you have a little scroll area, and always fix the first error, then compile. Because sometimes fixing one error might solve the next 10 errors that you have.